Hey everybody, want to Wisdom here. It is Tuesday, April 8th, 2014, just before 2 a.m. It has been I guess not too terribly long, but it seems like a long time since I've really gotten to record anything. I've got several videos Skylander related that I've done recently. I haven't gotten to upload. That said, where I left off on the introductions, which obviously that's what this is, we did 64 and 65. I think it was Freeze Blade, then Trap Shadow. Obviously, a lot has happened in terms of releases and unboxings since then. I think I said we'd come in and do, of course, Turbo Jetpack, Firebone Hot Dog. Neither one of those guys have seen the light of day on the portal just yet. However, makes sense to me since I haven't gotten to do them. Just go ahead, come in, get Nitro Freeze Blade taken care of. So that is what I'll do. This is Freeze Blade. He's fully upgraded. 280 would be his base health. Speed is 50. Armor, box stock 6. This guy's 26 because we took the. Actually, I think that was included. And then critical hit 19. I'm having a hard time remembering where that came from. But nonetheless, that's what he looks like. You're getting a good look at him. That's why I'm doing this. Looks very cool. That's obviously a good choice of words here, but basically, purple. Pay attention to the blues there. What I'm gonna do now is pull Freeze Blade, and this will be the first time Nitro has gone on. We're gonna stick him on the portal and see what it says on this screen. Kind of see how he appears in the game, how true it is to the actual figure. So here we go.
Keeping it cool.
Okay, so Nitro Freeze Blade Special is what we saw. Again, exact same position here. Pretty easy to see the difference. I don't really see the white. I kind of see the gold. There may be like a white check kind of there on. I guess it would be his right side, basically right below that chakram. I still don't know how to pronounce that thing. But you kind of, we'll spin him around. Now I can see that kind of that checkered flag look. But let's see here. Looking at the gamepad again, that's the perk of the Wii U. Max health 280, that matches up. Speed 50 also matches up. Armor 6, that's box stock. Critical hit, it's 9. Again, I have that charm from something. Box stock is 8. Elemental power, he's sitting plus 56 for a grand total of 81. So sadly, the speed is not higher. That's kind of what I'd hoped, but I've had several people tell me, hey, the speed's higher on these guys, and I don't know when that happens. It's been a while since I've done an introduction again. It's not been too long, but it's been a long time prior to this last set, so kind of a weird deal. That said, let's go ahead. I guess we'll do his background story. So we'll come into Skylanders.
A cut above the rest.
Never mind. Again, bear with me, it's been a long time. We'll come into collection, go to Spyro's head. I knew something was wrong there. As you can see, we've got the exclamation there on the overall collection, 148. Now here in the water, we're up to 17. That, of course, is because somewhere in this long line of people, there he is, right there at the back. Nitro Freeze Blade. Punk Shock's who I'm going to do next. I figured we'd do water. But his slogan, keeping it cool, again, it says special here on the screen. Let's read his bio. Again, really cool deal. I guess he's about to do like Frostsicle or something. Sadly, the picture is not of Nitro. It's of standard Freeze Blade. Not a huge deal, but it kind of would have been cool. When he was young, Freeze Blade's family moved from the frozen wastelands of Vesh to the Great Lava Lakes. As it turned out, this was a very difficult adjustment, no kidding, for Freeze Blade. Not only was he the sole one of his kind, it was also incredibly hot and there was no ice to skate on whatsoever. But over the years, he learned to fit in with the other firelight creatures and even discovered he had a magical ability to ice skate on any surface, even bubbling lava. I'm still going to have to try that out. But one day while out setting a new frozen lava speed record, he came across Blast Zone, who had just been ambushed by some nasty spellpunks. After Freeze Blade stepped in to defend him, Blast Zone was so impressed by his skill in battle that he introduced him to Master Eon, who, as you might have guessed, invited him to join the Skylanders. So, we've covered this in detail before. Cool things here, mainly Blast Zone. It's always nice to have that other character dynamic. And not quite sure what was going down with Freeze Blade's parents moving to the Great Lava Lakes, but assuming mom or dad got one heck of a job option, there. So we'll chalk it up to that. But now we're gonna back out, go to Skylander, take a look
Getting
at the
better
stats.
with practice.
Covered this already. 280 max health, speed 50. I wish it was more. Back in the day, when you had the legendaries and SSA and giants, the stats were on the screen higher, and that was really cool. And it was right off the bat. That was kind of like your perk for getting them. Armor 6, critical hit 9 to get elemental power 81 with the plus 56 increase there. Now, cool thing about this is you actually do have Nitro Freeze Blade, unlike the bio screen. Looks awesome in this shot. Again, I'm not a huge fan of gold. I prefer his standard look, but in terms of getting the best angle I can for you of what Nitro should look like, this is it. Now, the figure itself, the gold isn't near that glossy. This is like a true metallic, almost like a chrome. Like the shine off that thing is insane. However, it gives you a great look at what the Nitro schematic is. We'll back out of here. You're going to go to quests. We'll make it different this time. These first 6 really basic. Bad guy basher, defeat 1,000 enemies, eat 15 pieces of fruits, don't take damage, 10 PvP, reach level 20, get all the upgrades. I'm a fan of this one just because, say you're not a huge Freeze Blade person, you're kind of disappointed in him initially, go ahead, play with him, get the upgrades once you have the cash, then come back in and play with him, and that should change your mind. Again, pretty much any Skylander, regardless of how much you don't like them initially or don't care for their look, aesthetics, voice, whatever it may be, if you fully upgrade one, you will probably, even if you don't like them per se, I think you can at least appreciate them. So bottom one here, 7,500 elemental bonus damage. Again, I see why that's water, but to me it's just standard because every character has that. Now, water specific extinguisher, defeat a total of 25 fiery golems. Down below that we've got aficionado, catch 25 fish with a fishing rod. Best way to do this is just here in the hollow. Now, the one that's important is this big one here. It's his personal quest. Chill out for a second. Freeze 100 enemies with your frost sickle attack. I am pretty sure after I upgraded Freeze Blade, I went into some of the solo survival stuff and I actually accomplished that pretty easy. I was kind of like seeing how things work out in the real world, so that was not too bad, particularly if you take I guess Ice Sculptor would be the path. But that's that, I believe, isn't it? No, upgrades. I'm really torn on doing the upgrades here because I'm going to turn around and upgrade this guy. I've debated doing the upgrades in the intros, but that kind of throws off my system. Granted, my system was intended to be, like all the characters come out, you introduce them, then later on in the game, after you've completed it with box stock Skylanders, you come in and upgrade them. So, I guess we'll just go back and do that.
Above the rest.
Top end only is what we're dealing with. Chakram throw. Press Y to throw an icy chakram. I'll show you that here in a second. It seems really redundant, but I realize some people may just be looking for Nitro Freeze Blade, so kind of feel obligated here. All my prices full discount. Frost Sickle, press X to fire off a shard of ice that freezes enemies. That runs 192. Icicle, Chakram gains a new layer of ice, making attacks do increased damage. That'll set you back 512. Frigid Whirl, hold Y to charge the Chakram, then release to throw it. That runs 640. Top path here is going to be, I believe, Blizzard Blade, I want to think back is what it was. It's probably what we're going to take with him. Hold Y to charge the chakram, release to throw the chakram, and shoot ice in every direction. Next up, whiteout ice projectiles from shaved ice do increase damage, so that's kind of like a 1-2 punch there. Similarly down here on the bottom one, which is Ice Sculptor, what I took standard Freeze Blade down. Oh Snow, hold X to charge Frost Sickle, release to freeze an entire area, and Ice to meet you. Frost Sickle, that's his initial tertiary attack, and Oh Snow do increase damage. Now Soul Gem up top, Winter Chakram. Chakram attacks have increased critical hit chance and do extra frost damage. Coming out now, everything will be about the bottom end here. Speedy Skate, press A to dash forward a short distance and damage enemies in the way. We'll check that out in the ruins. Ice Trail, dashing leaves behind a trail of ice that slows enemies. Glacial Coat, armor is increased. This is huge. It's just right here, not tied in with a path. Really like that. It's a plus 20 deal here, I know, because Freeze Blade went from 6 to 26. Final base upgrade for the bottom is Bladed Butterfly. Hold A to perform a fancy skating trick that damages all enemies nearby. That'll set you back 640 now. Top path here is called Trail Freeze or Flash Freeze. Press A to dash. Dashing will now leave behind an ice trail that damages enemies. That's followed up with Nice Ice. Flash Freeze does increase damage in nasty case of freezer burn. That's what Freeze Blade has. I've recorded that video. It's uploaded. I've just not made it live because I try to have a spreadsheet to go with the blog post, and I have not had time to do that. Bottom end here, this one I think, was it Ice Skater? Don't hold me to that, but I think it was Ice Skater, which I kind of thought was, I don't know, it seemed like it ties in with the top one too. But Penalty Frost. Press A to knock back an enemy. Wherever the knocked back enemy lands will cause a large freezing explosion. Next up, Iced Skates. Penalty Frost does increase damage. Don't worry, this is not a typical sports penalty. Soul Gem for the bottom end, Iceberg Endurance. Dashing does increase damage, and it does not stop when attacked. That is awesome. We'll back out of there, back out of there, back out of there, back out to here. And what we're going to do now is take a look at the Chakram Throw again. I have no clue how to pronounce that. Sheep, get out of our way. We got 30. Spinning around, you'll see like the critical number of 45. Bottom end, we have Speedy Skate. I couldn't tell that was 13 or 16. 16. If we mess around enough, I feel like that does something. I have a spreadsheet. We're gonna do this the old-fashioned. Having just had Freeze Blade on, I kind of obviously had to skate over here. He is noticeably quicker. That's kind of annoying. Nitro is slow. You know, I may just call that 16. You know, we should have hit off with something critical. But yeah, again, I feel somewhat bad for not going over the upgrades in my usual fashion. But at this point in time in the game, I've literally already upgraded Freeze Blade. I know Nitro Freeze Blade's taking the other pass. I don't want to spend like an eternity there. But that said, in the event I realize some of you, like I mentioned, might just come here specifically for Nitro Freeze Blade, I don't want to have skimped on anything. So we've covered his base stats, we've covered his quest, we covered his upgrades, we covered his bio, went over the collection, everything like that. So I feel pretty good about it. Plus right here, between this and the pause screen, when we're like in the stats and everything, get a really good look for him. I'll spin it around here. The backside's probably better. He has a really cool jump. I'm not a huge fan of winter stuff, you know, but when you do the ski jump and everything, like on Wii Fit, that's literally what you look like. So that's kind of cool that they actually incorporated it. So that's it. I think I'm going to end this here. This is surprisingly quick. I'm not having to like spend too much time telling you to go vote in an upgrade path poll or anything crazy like that. So that poll did close. It was ridiculously tight, which is kind of what I was afraid of. Some people, there's like 3 or 4 of you, like I'll be like, man, the results change, and it's the same 3 and 4 people always like go back in and change their vote after the fact. I don't know why. It's kind of funny, but you know, it kind of literally on these swappers, what I kind of have ultimately decided, the 5 video method actually works the best. Video 1, base upgrades for Nitro Freeze Blade. Or Freeze Blade. It works best obviously when there's not a duplicate character. That kind of complicates my life. But between Freeze Blade and Nitro Freeze Blade in this case, video 1 is the base upgrades. I'll probably toss those in with Nitro as well as legendaries and special characters just because. I may do complete videos for them too. I haven't decided yet, but let's take Gorilla Drillo, okay? Base upgrades, then the first figure, it takes top path 1, bottom path 1. That's video 2 and video 3 respectively. Video 4 is top path number 2, video 5 bottom path number 2. I think that's what I'm gonna do. That was like right behind the other option, which was just show both upgrade paths in one. Issue I have there, if I don't pair them correctly, I'm doing you a disservice, because then you have to filter through the video or just watch half of it. By making the 5 videos, they're shorter, they're straight to the point, and I feel like it would help everybody the most. Plus, while I appreciate the votes, the feedback that I got, like all the detailed people kind of lean that direction too. So more on that later. I plan to do a channel update there, but I'm gonna come back in for, I guess, intro 67. We'll do Punk Shock. Then I may actually do Springtime Trigger Happy, then Enchanted Star Strike, then Jet Vac, then Hot Dog. I'm not quite sure, something may change, but nonetheless, we got this done fairly quick, so that's good. And it did not drop any frames, which is awesome. Everything I've been doing in Minecraft has been dropping like crazy, so very welcome change here. But again, I may actually just come in, get the cash for Nitro, and go ahead and take those other paths for you. But nonetheless, we'll hit that as it approaches. Thanks for watching. You can follow me on Twitter, like me on Facebook, circle me on Google+, whichever you prefer. Again, thanks for watching, and I will catch you back here next time.